Welcome back. It's time for our parent-to-parent segment. When most people think of fraternities, they think of hazing, wild parties, drinking, but there's a lot more to Greek organizations on college campuses than those negative connotations. And here to tell us more about some of the benefits, we have Potential Magazine publisher Pam Mashburn. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I didn't do the sorority thing, but my sister went that route. I have a lot of friends and family who did that, and it's been wonderful for them. But you don't usually hear about all the good stuff. You hear a lot about the bad, so at least that's what we remember.
I know, and well, and you kind of think it's for this, it's like this elitist group, and it's only for certain kind of kids, but
it's
actually,
cliquish.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of things out there, but there's a lot of good things about it too, and you know, especially if you're sending a kid or a child, I don't want to call him a child, a student is going off to college and they're leaving home, this is kind of an instant friend group.
Yes.
And it's a good connection for them to have somebody that's invested in their academic success. So the sororities and fraternities are measured, you know, by the grade point averages, and they have a lot of philanthropic activities, they get a lot of leadership, and it's just a nice support group, and it's somebody else that's looking out for your student.
Yeah, so how do you know if this is something your student wants to do?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, my son joined a fraternity, my oldest, and I was really surprised because he's kind of a kid that typically likes his own space. He kind of you know, marches to his own drum. Yeah. But you know, he has really made a lot of other male friends, and he's an engineer, and most of the kids in this fraternity were an engineer.
Okay.
So they've been able to give him a lot of advice about don't take this class yet. You know, study for here. Here's some old tests. Yeah. So it's been a great, and I think it's helped him enjoy kind of the college social scene.
Yeah, so you're not.
But he doesn't really need to have a lot of help with that, but okay.
and sometimes, too, it's a legacy kind of thing. Like I said, I have friends and family, and the reason they did that, well, one of the first reasons they looked at it was because mom was in that sorority or dad was in that fraternity. So there's something to be said for carrying on that legacy in your family. But like you said, it's a home away from home for them. They're succeeding based on what they're getting from that entire group and having that support system. Right. But what else can they do? I mean, somebody to study with? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, they do have, you know, mandatory study hours and that type of thing. But you know, for me, it was just a good way to know that they had somewhere to go. So they're not going out to a bar, but they're hanging out with and they're just getting that kind of bonding that's going on. But you know, it's not for everybody. Yeah. And we're going to be actually having a workshop on the 19th on Tuesday night. 129 CUSA is hosting it for us. Okay. But we've got a lady coming from Birmingham, and she has been interviewed by the New York Times and Southern Homes and Gardens, other people, but she helps girls with sorority rush. She's going to be kind of demystifying the process because you go to a big school like Auburn or Alabama and you're like, holy cow, there's all these parties and you know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do or what to wear. So she'll kind of demystify that process for the girls that are interested in sorority. And we've also got Melissa Johnson there. We've got a recent college grad to kind of give you some tips because for some of those bigger schools, they're only looking for freshman girls. Yeah. Like once you become a sophomore or junior, you kind of missed out. So you need to start making those decisions. And plus, fraternities and sororities do cost, you know, money.
They do.
And so you need to decide, like, is that something I want to look at when I'm going to look at colleges? So even if you have a sophomore or junior, it's things that you need to start thinking about because the cost of a fraternity or sorority at University of Alabama is about 3 to 4 times what it would be at Auburn.
Yeah, so that's something you really do need to look at, especially if you're a parent, because you're probably going to be
paying for that.
So this is coming up on the 19th at 129 CUSA, 5:30 to 7:30, and there's a $5 fee for that. Is that for the parent and the student, or is it just for the student?
Right, and because we only can have 100 people there. I mean, it's not a small venue, but 100 is not very many. We're going to have a what to wear fashion show with Painted Pink and Elizabeth Grace Fashions. So I think that'll be good. We're going to have some door prizes. But the main thing is we really want to help parents and their daughters figure out if this is right for them and how they can better prepare. We wouldn't send them into a job interview without kind of prepping them and helping them. So we want to empower kids to make good decisions and not worry about the process, but just be ready to present themselves and find other friends that would be like them.
All right, so check out Potential Magazine online to find out more. Thank you so much for being here.